Follow white rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Watch me grow taller. Yeah, rabbit's watches in his pocket. Yeah, he stays late, but he leads me, so I follow. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back.
Welcome back to the MotorFab YouTube channel. The sun's setting over in the west there, over the top of these two beautiful cars out the front. Really exciting episode, this episode. The rear end's in the Monaro, as you saw last episode, and now it's on its feet. It's got new feet, it's got new boots, and it's so excited. Look at the thing. It's just there. It's mean. It's got the stance. It's got the footprint. It's happening. I'll go over that with you in a sec. Couple of people to thank for that. Scotty Hucker from up there at Top Tyres. A lot of you guys know him from his amazing Kenda Tyres radial series that a lot of us race in, a lot of us enjoy, and a lot of fans out there. It is hands down, it's the best racing series to date anywhere in Australia. It's a business. It's so much fun. Such good competition and such good camaraderie amongst everyone. Sorry about that sun there, guys. It's just setting in the wrong spot. So super pumped that Scotty's come to the party. He's from Top Tyres up there in Brisbane, and he's delivered a set of tyres down here for us today. They're a wholesale tyre seller, so if you're a workshop or a tyre shop, yeah, there you go. There's their details. Check them out. Give Scotty a call. Tell him he's a legend. Good bloke. Thanks, Scotty. Appreciate your work, mate. And those tyres are wrapped around a set of rims from Roscoe's Hot Rod Wheels. I'll put their details up here. There you go. There's Roscoe's stuff. He's a legend too. Good bloke. Good character. Love his little 40 Chevy he's got out there. Beautiful car. So yeah, he's hooked us up with a set of wheels there. He's done a good deal for me. Scotty's done a good deal for me on the tyres, and yeah, I'm going to go right around that in a second, and you'll see the big Monaro. It's got that stance. It's got that presence about it. It looks like a heap of shit on the outside, but something about it says it means business. Other exciting stuff happening. Boom, we've hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm super pumped about that. I know it's only a small milestone. Fly here. Welcome to Australia. 1,000 subscribers, small milestone, but I think we're only 4 or 5 weeks or so into the channel, so I'm pretty pumped with that so far, and really excited it's growing so fast. Thank you. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Also, keep sharing the videos on your Facebook and wherever else you like to share them. Really, really appreciate the feedback that I've had. I am also listening to you guys. I'm working towards, we're going to, in the process of setting up a bit better recording, sound and video recording setup and editing. So you should be able to hear me a little bit better. I know some devices the sound is not a problem, other devices it's a bit of a problem. So I'm working on fixing that, hopefully very soon. Yeah, Scotty Taylor from Street Machine. What a legend, mate. Thanks, Scotty. He's got back to me. He said, yeah, let's get this COVID crap out of the way and let's have a race. So he said, well, let's have a race. He said, let's have a good time. So they're a top bunch of blokes down there, and they're doing their junkyard build. We're doing our junkyard build. Haven't heard back from Harry yet. He's probably very busy working on that Falcon, but I'm pretty sure this thing's going to come together out the back end of this flu, as we call it. And once the tracks are open again, we're going to make this race happen. So you, the fans, get into it. Like, subscribe, share videos, do what you have to do. Let's get this thing happening. Let's get these call-outs happening, and let's get some short-term junkyard built cars off to the track and racing. It's going to be so sick. I can't wait. Very excited. So yeah, let's walk around this Monaro and have a look. Look at that, a couple of sexy bums. Don't they look great? That Toronto, a fat little car, isn't it? And the Monaro, look at that, that stance they had. That's no one to thank for that for the general. The steering wheel just lipping over the dash there. The pillarless, the no headrest on the seat. They're just 1968 to 1970. They just had some style. I don't know who was responsible, who worked at Holden when they were building these things, but he needs a pat on the back because it is a sexy car. So we've got the Motorfab rear end under there. I should have got, there you go, you can see our traction bar. Shitbox on the outside and just ready to party underneath. That's the look we're running here. So you can see those beautiful new Kenda tyres on the back there, and those they're actually a rally wheel. We'll go in close. So they've got some caps to go with them, but we're just mocked up. I've got a little bit of panel adjustment to do here to get our tyre under, but I stay lucky, but it's yeah, it was actually measurements and calculation and research and planning to get that tyre to sit under there. Just a little trim of the guard is going to get that that nice tall tyre sitting under there really well. That's obviously, that was as much as I could squeeze out of narrowing the diff. And then I've got the wheels off Roscoe, and they're a 15 by 8 steel rally wheel with a 4.5 inch backspace, and it's worked out perfect. It's just a nice fit. Everything sort of come together, and I was lucky with the way. But like I said, it's not the ideal way to do it. As you saw in the previous videos, I pushed the axle further in. I was able to do that because of the mini spool, and I resplined out the back end of the original spline, so we're partly on old spline and partly on a new cut spline, and that's given us that that desirable offset to fit in. Up the front we've got 15 by 4 steel rally wheels, yeah, with a little front runner 165 80/15s on the front, and we just got stock springs, no motor and box in it yet, so she's towing the invisible caravan at the moment, but it will it's going to sit a lot lower because there's no weight in the car yet, and I've got quite a low spring set in the back, so things going to be, yeah, it looked just like the image that Chris Webb did for us not so long ago. Big shout out to Chris, legend on the confuser. His artwork is absolutely awesome. So there you go, it's all rolling, super pumped. Everything's done, the rear end's all in, just ready to put oil in and go. So we're working away on the motor at the moment to get that together so we can get that in, and the gearbox as well, which you'll see in future episodes to come. We'll get the motor and box back in there, and yeah, this thing's getting closer and closer. Got a few rust repairs to finish there, as you can see. It's got the old cutout doors on at the moment. I've got 2 good doors to go on it. Just have to figure out how I'm going to keep this awesome custom paint look that we've got going on at the moment once we change the doors, but we'll try to duplicate that. So there you go, that's the Monaro in all its glory. I did a little run around the Tirana for you guys the other day because a lot of people were asking me about it, but there it is again. It was a bit hard to see in the shed, as some people contacted me and said. It's the freaking jungle gym in there, but it's all, I'll just give you a quick look because it's the outside and you can see it. There, it's a fair few monkey bars going on there. Diff, housing, still pretty hard to see. It's one of those cars it's hard to film. You really got to see it in person to appreciate what's going on with this car. It's a lot of work, a lot of hours. There you go. Two of them together are pretty cool. So I've been busy all day on the social distancing Monaro doing rust repairs on the parcel tray there that I mentioned and showed earlier. Been at it all day on the inner skins and stuff like that. I haven't filmed it because it's probably getting boring for you guys to keep seeing rust repairs over and over again. You've seen one, you've seen them all. So in the aid of getting this car done fast, it's been hooking in and not stopping to film. But it's pretty late here. I've had a big day, so I'm just about to go through. So I've been getting a lot of messages, comments and stuff like that regarding our TIG welding and stuff like that. You would have seen bits and pieces. Here's a couple of pictures of what we do for the motor fab stuff. And we sort of specialised TIG welders. We find a process of time. Don't get me wrong, I watch the weld porn sites and stuff as well, and understand that there's some guys out there that are doing some crazy stuff. For me, it's got to be commercially viable, so I try to do the best weld practical without going absolutely crazy. And we're always getting compliments on our welds and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, since there's been so much interest in the welding side of things, and I've been giving it some thought. To build a car like this, you in this day and age, you really have to know how to weld. So what I'll do, rather than try to cram a whole heap of information, just maybe every few episodes or so, maybe every one if it's a popular thing, what I'll do is we'll just start doing a little sideline, little tech tip thing. So tonight I'm going to address the question I get asked the most, which is, what do I do? What do I buy? Most people go out and buy, don't want to spend too much money because they won't use it that much, and they buy a cheap MIG. Cheap MIGs are crap. Good MIGs are great, they got their purpose. I don't believe there's anything you can't do on a car in this type of build with a TIG. You can definitely use a MIG as well, but then there's certain specialised things. You wouldn't TIG a dash 6 fitting you wouldn't MIG a little dash 6 fitting onto a little overflow tank or something like that. It's just going to be disgusting. So there's certain things that do require a TIG, but everything on the car can be done with a TIG. So if you're going to buy one welder, I advise buy a TIG. I like TIG welding. I might be a bit biased. Now, I'm going to quickly show you now. We'll start what should you buy, because it's the question I get asked the most. Don't buy a cheap MIG. They do a cheap job and they're crap. And if you're going to buy a MIG, buy a good one. But my advice is buy a cheap TIG. You can get into the TIG market quite cheaply. And I'm going to show you now what I mean. Welcome back. It's that time again for Welding with Luke. Righto, so here's Old Faithful. Bought this bad boy in 2007, I think it was. Had it for, 13 years old. Gets used not so much now. There's four TIG welders, I think, in the shop. And this is the cheapest one of the lot. But we do still use it quite a lot because it's got the small torch on it. The others are set up with a bigger torch. It works really good. It's never failed in that 13 years, and 10 years of that was getting used solid day in, day out, every single day for hours on end. And it's actually the only welder in the shop that's never been repaired. All the others are broken down, broken boards, stuff like that. But that's pretty common with your DC only machines. They don't tend to fail all that often. The AC machines tend to wig out and wreck the boards and stuff like that all the time. So this is a 200 amp machine. This was just a cheap welder off eBay. I think it ran me around $600 for the welder at the time, and then had to put a torch. They come with a real crappy torch that you can't buy consumables for, like the collets and the collars and shrouds and stuff like that. So I actually made a little adapter, and adapted it to a more conventional torch type that you can buy consumables for, and had to put a reg on it. So all up, it ran me just under $1,000 I think it was, because I think I upgraded the leads as well because they were pretty crap. But yeah, they're probably a bit better now. They probably come with a better torch and lead setup. So $800 you can get yourself into an okay entry level DC TIG machine. Sort of $1,500 or $2,000 for an entry level AC machine. Be warned, they can be temperamental. Now this torch here is just a basic torch. This welder is a high frequency start. If you are looking at buying a TIG, don't buy a scratch start or lift start. That basically what that means is you've got to scratch it on the job or hold it down and lift it to get it to start. Exaggerated, obviously. This one here, like you saw in the little intro, it will throw an arc at the job and start the welding, and that keeps your tungsten sharp much longer. So there you go. If you're looking, just look on eBay. 2 rules: high frequency start, 180 amps or up. The 160s get a bit weak. So this one's a trooper. It'll weld 10mm plate. The lead set gets pretty hot. And just while I've got you here, we've got a lot of cool little bits and pieces. So this is real basic entry level stuff. This torch set probably costs nearly as much as that friggin' welder. Little I'll zoom in there, little glass cup on it, tiny little tungsten, little right angle job. It's got right angle and straight. But the torch is a cool bit. Look at this. It's just like a piece of hose. It'll bend all around. Yeah, it's just like a bit of rubber hose. You can bend that thing wherever you want. So you can get into all sorts of tight places with that thing. Really cool. As you can see, I've had it for years and it looks like it's brand new because I hardly ever use it. It's one of those things that you think, oh, it's too good to use, but every now and again it saves us because we need to get in tight spots, but try to build things where you don't get stuck in tight spots. So yeah, there you go. I'll try to bring you a little bit of welding tech tip here and there, and some of our goodies and bits and pieces we got. Thanks for watching. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Really appreciate your feedback. Till next time.